Hi, my name is Down There Somewhere. Today, I can honestly say, is the first day of the rest of your week. Let's start it proper with some wrestling news. We have details of an incident at the WWE Backlash tapings, an AEW Star undergoes surgery, and a major title change at NXT Takeover in your house. We'll get to that in a little bit. So WWE Backlash is this Sunday, and in this weird pandemic-y era, it won't surprise you when I say it's already in the can, filmed it. Backlash completed it, mate. Hey, that means the greatest wrestling match ever has already happened. That did explain that weird change in the air when I woke up the other morning. It was probably when they were recording it. Wrestling Inc. have given us some details of a strange incident that took place during those tapings involving MVP and Kevin Dunn. So MVP was cutting a promo, and he was referring to the assembled crowd as NXT superstars, which isn't wrong. I mean, we know that they're NXT guys and gals around the ring. WWE haven't been shy about referring to them as such. However, as soon as he said NXT superstars, Kevin Dunn buzzed over the PA and said, "You're going to have to do that again. They are not NXT superstars. They are performance center recruits." So they had to do the promo all over again. It's a weird one because not everybody amongst that crowd are performance center recruits. There's people who were on NXT TV, like the other week. I've seen Malcolm Bivens' beautiful face appearing a couple of times in the crowd, and he was on NXT last Wednesday. So like there are some NXT stars amongst it. So it just seems like a weird choice of phrasing. It seems like a weird pernickety choice of phrasing to use. But hey, Kevin Dunn's gonna Kevin Dunn, and I imagine that's from Vince McMahon. So maybe Vince McMahon's gonna Vince McMahon. Oh, by the way, we also know that apparently, that according to Wrestling Inc., there's the Otis Baron Corbin match that may have been the one that was taped for SmackDown, and they had to reshoot that several times because they just wanted more spine busters. More spine busters, I say. We send our best to Preston Vance from the Dark Order. AEW's own has gone under surgery, and there's a lovely picture of him with a lovely blue cast. Nobody's signed it yet. Not even Evil Uno has gone to the trouble of signing his cast yet. Vance has tweeted, I had surgery 3 days ago and worked out twice today. I got asked, what makes you so motivated? That's easy. To make Brody Lee proud. Join us. That's ours, mate. I'm just putting that out there. The last time we saw Preston Vance, he was getting his arm pilmanized by Jon Moxley. So this was a way of getting him off TV so he could go and have the surgery that you are seeing here. Not quite sure when he'll be back. Presumably as soon as it's better. Sending bestest to Preston Vance. Even though the Dark Order hasn't bothered to sign your cast, we are metaphorically signing your cast this morning. Woo, woo, woo. Not my words, the words of somebody ordering 1.5 cocktails. Yes, that's an old joke, it's a rerun, shut up. And the words of Zack Ryder's theme music, the artist formerly known as Zack Ryder, that is, who was talking on his podcast about an incident that he had involving WWE after he was released. So he was one of the guys that was let go back in April, but a recent incident left him shaking with anger. Let me explain. In the words of Matt himself, I'm sitting by the pool with Chelsea, his better half, Chelsea Green from NXT, and she has a weird look on her face, checking her phone. So I say, babe, what's up? And she's like, someone from WWE asked me if Otis and Mandy Rose and a camera crew could come here to film a pool scene for SmackDown. I was shaking in anger. You fired me, but you want to use my pool? They didn't ask me, they asked her. I guess they were taping Raw and SmackDown at the Performance Center. My good friends Morrison and Miz said they were coming over and texted and said, oh, can I bring Otis? Which I thought was a rib because they knew the story. So it turns out that after letting Matt go from the company, WWE then wanted to use his swimming pool. I kind of get the frustration because there's a big part of you that just wants to go, how about no? Or, I don't know, just fill it with more chlorine than normal. So, no, that's cruel. Never overfill a pool with chlorine. If we've taught one thing this morning, it's that. But obviously, it's a contentious issue because Chelsea Green is on the NXT roster and she wants to be seen to be helpful on the WWE roster, so it's a tough one. Obviously, they didn't end up using their pool, but funny story, that one. It's a bit like breaking up with somebody and them knocking on your door like a week later saying, I just need to send a big file. Can I use your fibre optic broadband? This is one of my favourite stories of the day. So, El Hijo Del Fantasma is the new Cruiserweight Champion, or the interim Cruiserweight Champion. They've been very vague about the whole thing right now, and I think he's brilliant, and I'm really excited to see what he'll do as Cruiserweight Champion. One person who is bursting with pride right now is El Mama Del Fantasma, who was celebrating her son's massive win by getting a tattoo of the Cruiserweight Championship on her arm. It's amazing. Look at that. That's motherly love, that is. I'm a big fan of that. I wonder whether this will lead to more tattoos, depending on if he wins more belts in WWE. Well, I hope he doesn't win too many, because she's got quite a few tattoos going on at the moment, and I'd hate for her to suddenly find herself having to find a place to put the Raw Tag Team title just above her eye. Bobby Lashley, but not Bobby Lashley. NXT Takeover in your house was last night. Now, some spoilers are coming. You have been warned. You have time to disappear and go and watch another video. Just pretend I'm in the rectangle and the video has ended. Stay safe. Love you, bye. Are they gone? Cool. Io Shirai is the brand spanking new NXT Women's Champion. A triple threat match for the ages headlined in your house last night. I was a bit surprised by the ordering of last night's show. This one going on last initially seemed a bit unusual, but totally get why, and we'll talk a bit more about that on NXT Graded a little bit later on. But a phenomenal match between Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair that saw Io Shirai pinning Rhea Ripley to become the NXT Women's Champion. Now, there'll be a few people that'll be upset with this decision, and I kind of get it, because Charlotte Flair sort of burst into the NXT Women's division and has been very dominant in it. So for her to sort of lose the belt without losing the belt, not even being pinned to have the belt taken from her, kind of smacks as a bit of an insult. Triple H in the post NXT press conference has told us to watch what happens on NXT TV over the next few months, and there may be more story to tell. I certainly hope there is. Regardless of that, Io Shirai as the NXT Women's Champion is an absolutely fantastic call. As much as I've loved Rhea Ripley's work, and I'm sure there is another title reign for Rhea Ripley down the road, Io Shirai is just a standout performer. Massive congratulations to Io on becoming the NXT Women's Champion for the very first time. We'll talk all about that match and the entire night of NXT TakeOver in your house on NXT Graded on the Cultaholic YouTube channel a little bit later on today. What happened at is already online as well if you want to find out all the ins and outs of the show on the Cultaholic podcast feed later today. Little surprise for you. Me and Ross have started a brand new series called Tom and Ross at the Movies, where we are watching some classic wrestling themed movies. So we did the main event. I know, right? A classic. We did the main event just the other month. And I'm proud to say that later on today on the Cultaholic podcast feed, you'll be able to watch Suburban Commando starring Hulk Hogan with myself and Ross. Oh, that movie's a hot mess. Oh, we had a lovely time watching it, and I hope you'll join us to watch it as well. You'll be able to download that on the Cultaholic podcast feed. If you don't subscribe already, I would highly recommend you do so. We have daily wrestling news on the feed Monday to Friday, plus we have classic wrestling show reviews. We have Desert Island Graps in audio form. We currently have 30 plus episodes of Desert Island Graps, where we're asking wrestlers and wrestling types to choose 3 matches they would watch if stranded on a desert island. You may have seen some of the Cultaholic lads doing it for the YouTube channel, but we have it on the podcast, and there's bountiful episodes for you there. Loads of other stuff as well. And of course, as well as all of that, Tom and Ross at the movies watching Suburban Commando later today. Hey, look, we're all shut down, aren't we? What else are you going to do now? Play canasta, learn a language, or are you going to watch a pretty rubbish Hulk Hogan movie with Ross and I. I'll leave that to you to decide. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.